But folks, before we proceed with the video, I have a more important message to share with you here today. I want to talk to you about the method that teaches anyone to learn how to draw without having talent or gift. A method that I myself used to improve my techniques and is now available for free. Yes, Professor Noah William, he spoke to us and said that after the great success of the first version of his course, he decided to give a super free lesson, a premium lesson that, as you know, is worth over $500. And he's going to give this lesson for free. Not only that, he's going to give this masterclass to the subscribers here on the channel and also to other partners. And you just need to sign up to receive access and finally learn to draw anime and manga characters with an expert. You'll be able to draw without needing to copy. You'll be able to make Luffy finally defeating a Kainu, or if you're a fan of the Marines, make Buggy being captured. So all you have to do is access the link down below for more information and also find out how to register. Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Animenomi channel. The Yoru sword is extremely powerful in the right hands, being one of the most powerful swords in the world of One Piece, belonging to the greatest swordsman in the world, Dracula Mihawk. Zoro and Mihawk have a certain rivalry because Zoro wishes to possess the title that belongs to Mihawk, a rivalry that makes Mihawk wish to face Zoro in the future to have a great swordsman duel, in a confrontation that could make Mihawk give his sword to Zoro if the swordsman from the Straw Hat crew manages to defeat him in their final confrontation to decide who will be the greatest swordsman in the world. In today's video, we will talk about the possibility of Zoro obtaining the Yoru through the final confrontation between these two great swordsmen and how strong he could become with that sword. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up to unlock your devil fruit powers and hit that subscribe button to awaken. Now, let's jump into the video. Guys, Mihawk possesses one of the 12 supreme grade swords, the Yoru sword, also known as the Black Blade, as his main weapon. Yoru has a very specific and different shape from conventional swords, being the only sword with this format so far within the One Piece work. This sword has a great potential for long-distance cutting that could belong to Zoro in the future, being a sword that Zoro will have to use his one sword style to use it. Because this sword is different from the others, it has an extremely large curved black blade, and few people would have the ability to handle this sword with mastery. We do not know how Mihawk acquired this sword, since it is one of the most powerful swords in the One Piece universe, but we know that Mihawk always uses it in fights where he needs to use all his potential. When he accepts challenges for his title, Mihawk only draws this blade for those with enough spirit to earn his respect, or enough power to represent a threat. Otherwise, his Kogatana is enough. Now in the present, Mihawk has a great rivalry with Zoro, and is prepared to wait as long as necessary for Zoro to become strong enough to face him. After the battle at Marineford, Zoro bowed before Mihawk, asking for training from the greatest swordsman in the world, in order to surpass him in the future and obtain his title of greatest swordsman. Mihawk initially rejected this request, reprimanding the young swordsman for not being able to defeat his enemies. Besides having a completely worn-out sword, not taking care of his own combat tool, Mihawk tells Zoro that he should have found something more valuable than his ambition to make the request, something that showed that he really was willing to become more powerful, not just for a single goal. So, seeing Zoro's determination, Mihawk accepts the request and ordered Perona to help with Zoro's injuries so that the training could begin, as he was very injured because of the previous confrontations. Mihawk was a strict teacher when he was Zoro's swordsmanship master during the 2-year time skip, using quite radical and difficult methods so that Zoro's evolution would be efficient. When teaching Zoro to use haki, he forbade Zoro from drinking alcohol until he completely mastered the infusion of his swords with Busoshoku haki so that he would keep his mind sane and focused on this goal. After the arduous training, Zoro set out to join the Straw Hat crew and continue his adventure with the future king of the pirates, still carrying the goal of defeating Mihawk to obtain his title. Mihawk has already shown several times that he is just waiting for his final confrontation with Zoro, a confrontation that he feels could be more intense and rewarding than the past confrontations against Shanks. Because his old rival really did not have the goal of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world, Shanks just wanted to have fun with the confrontations. However, Zoro's goals are something he intends to fulfill at all costs. So this future fight against Zoro is getting Mihawk excited, which means that the final battle between these two swordsmen could be something surprising. There is even the possibility of Mihawk giving his Yoru sword to Zoro after the end of this fight, allowing Zoro to obtain one of the most powerful swords in the world of One Piece. Although the Yoru doesn't match Zoro's fighting style, as he uses the three-sword style, one in each hand and one in his mouth. These swords are of a normal size, allowing Zoro to use them in a more consistent manner. On the other hand, the Yoru is a very large sword, being a sword that has to be used with one or two hands, making it impossible for Zoro to use it in conjunction with other swords because of its unusual weight for a sword. As a supreme grade sword, Yoru is among the strongest and highest quality swords ever created, being considered an appropriate combat tool for the greatest swordsman in the world. Being a black blade, even more so the strongest in the world, it is durable enough that not even a dinosaur stepping on it would bend it a millimeter, being a practically indestructible sword. Through Mihawk's unparalleled fencing, Yoru produces immense power, with its owner easily cleaving large structures, from a war galleon to a huge mountain of ice, with just single strokes of the blade. His strikes unleash incredibly powerful shockwaves of compressed air, these waves resembling even greenish energy waves that can travel long distances while retaining their full cutting power, even hundreds of meters away. However, while potentially carrying phenomenal force, Yoru is also gentle enough for Mihawk to deflect the course of bullets aimed at him with just a light touch of the blade and to send incredibly precise and well-placed flying bars that can pose a threat from any distance. This occurs despite Yoru's great weight, inferred by its large size, as Mihawk wields the sword effortlessly with one and two hands, as if it were a mere extension of his arms. Zoro has a level of physical strength similar to Mihawk's. He spent his entire youth training his strength to become even stronger, which means that he could do the same feats as Mihawk if he manages to obtain the Yoru after defeating Mihawk. Zoro, with his determination and already exceptional swordsmanship skills, would reach a new level of power by obtaining the Yoru. Despite not being Zoro's conventional fighting style, which uses 3 regular-sized swords, the addition of the Yoru to his arsenal would certainly make him even more formidable. With the Yoru in hand, Zoro would have to adapt his fighting style, using it with 1 or 2 hands, in contrast to the 3-sword style. This could require an adjustment in his technique, but with his skill and dedication, Zoro would certainly adapt quickly. The large size and weight of the Yoru would provide Zoro with unparalleled cutting and impact power. His exceptional physical strength, combined with Yoru's unique ability to cut through massive structures with ease, would make him a force to be reckoned with in battle. Additionally, Yoru's ability to produce shockwaves of compressed air and deflect the course of bullets with just a light touch of the blade demonstrates the devastating potential of this sword in the right hands. Zoro, with his dexterity and agility, would be able to make the most of these characteristics. Yoru, being practically indestructible, would also offer Zoro exceptional durability and reliability in battle. He could rely on Yoru to cut through any obstacle he encountered, without worrying about damaging the sword. This sword could unleash even more of Zoro's potential in mastering Haki. With the need to fully master his Haki to wield Yoru effectively, Zoro would have to enhance his Haki skills to an even higher level. Yoru would also represent a personal challenge for Zoro, encouraging him to surpass his own limits and become an even more skilled and powerful swordsman. The Black Blade would become not just a weapon, but a symbol of his journey and determination. By finally mastering the Yoru and incorporating it into his unique fighting style, Zoro would become an unmatched swordsman, able to face any challenge that crossed his path. His strength, skill, and determination would make him the greatest swordsman in the world, thus honoring the mutual rivalry and respect between him and Mihawk. Zoro's journey to become the greatest swordsman in the world would be complete, and his skill with the Yoru would be a testament to his dedication and talent as a swordsman. With Yoru in hand, Zoro would be truly unstoppable, marking his place in history as one of the greatest swordsmen of all time in one piece. That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.